Ripple and XRP really entering a phase that nobody's prepared for. Not retail, not institutions, and certainly not those people that think they understand everything about this market. Because tonight, we're going to cover several unrelated stories that collide, and together, they really paint a picture that's far more serious than almost anyone's willing to discuss publicly. We have an ETF that somehow slipped through the door while the giants were asleep at the wheel. It goes live tomorrow. A historic event here. We're going to cover it, you best believe. We have some market cap data on the XRP ecosystem that I think is quite telling. So we're going to go over this. Most people won't cover it. We have a warning from David Schwartz about risks as we continue to build out this ecosystem. Really fascinating conversation between David and Wind and Mayuka. Really great information. We'll take a look at that. And we have narratives forming online that, well, some are true and some are downright delusional. And it's either setting up retail for the biggest blindside in XRP history, or it's going to be the breakout of the decade. You know which one I think it's going to be. Let's just get into it. First and foremost, Eleanor Terrett telling us that tomorrow Canary Capital goes live with their spot XRP ETF. Now, they get in before Grayscale, Wisdom Tree, Bitwise, and a whole mess of other filings here. And what they did is they filed under the 1933 Act, which allowed them to go live before everyone else. Now, everyone else has followed suit. They'll be coming. That's what's so great for us, the XRP investors. This is just the start of an avalanche of XRP spot ETFs, which are going to make a significant difference long term. Now, we see my buddy Scams here saying 19 months later, and neither have filed an XRP ETF. And so he's talking about a prediction my buddy, the Bearable Bull, made, saying that BlackRock and Fidelity, they're going to be along with the others filing their own XRP ETFs. I made the same prediction, and I still make that same prediction. It's going to happen. They're not going to sit this one out. Maybe they want to see first day trading. Maybe they want to start with some bundle products. Who knows? But you best believe they're coming, and they're going to be coming quick. It's just a matter of time, whether it's right now or a little bit down the road. They're not going to concede the broader crypto ecosystem. Now, my buddy Alex Cobb here saying XRP November ETF inflows are not priced in at all. $4 XRP minimum is what he is calling for. Currently, we're at $2.47. This is what I would say. Maybe the hype, maybe the event that's priced in, but you can't price in billions of dollars of inflows that just haven't inflowed yet. Like, that's going to have a cumulative effect over time, and we're going to see these things go live, the money start flowing in. That you can't price in. Now, maybe, again, the hype of it, that might be. We'll have to wait and see if we get any pop tomorrow. But, you can't price in the cumulative effect of all of those inflows coming in, buying up, supply on the market. It's going to be a driver behind the value of XRP. You best believe it. And you're going to see a whole lot of these types of products, XRP only, and also bundle products where we see XRP is going up the ranking in terms of how much of the fund XRP itself takes up here. Now, the XRP ledger, it's got the tech, but it needs a voice here. The Zhao DAO making a big push here for 1,000 members to launch decentralized governance on the XRP ledger. We're calling on everyone here. If you're an investor, you're a creator, you're a visionary, join this movement and help, tell this story of the XRP ledger. Once we hit 1,000 members, this unlocks the next phase, the ability to submit and vote on proposals that are going to shape the future of this blockchain. ZhaoDAO.io. Go sign up. It's $10. Paid in XRP for a lifetime membership. Have a voice. Participate in the future of this blockchain. This is a big moment. We got to make that push for 1,000 members. We're going to get there here. Now, this is really interesting data here. We see Dr. Arturo here saying XRP has a $145 billion market cap. That's a big one, and it's going up in a big way. Now, RLUSD is $210 million. How's that? We know it has a much higher market cap than that. Well, that's the portion of RLUSD that's on the XRP ledger. The rest of it's over on Ethereum, right? So beyond that, tokens with 100 million plus market cap, well, zero. We don't have any. Tokens with 10 million plus market cap, there are 4. Half of them are meme coins. And tokens with 1 million market cap, well, there's 32 of them. 13 memes, 5 stables, and 4 key ecosystem coins, and 3 wraps. So that's kind of where we stand right now. And in comparison, we see other chains like BNB. BNB has Aster at $2.4 billion. That's a coin that runs on that network. Cake on that same network is 870 million. It's almost a billion in its own right. By the end of this bull run, it will be over a billion for sure. Solana has a market cap of 88 billion, but it also has Pump Token at 1.5 billion, and it has Jupe market cap of over a billion in its own right. So multiple billion-dollar coins running on those blockchains. And then we look at XRP Ledger, we just don't have that. This is where you'll want to look when you start seeing other people have success on this ledger. You see someone launch that's not connected to Ripple, and they're able to scale to be a billion-dollar project. That's when it really gets serious. And the first one may be Robinhood with the derivatives market. If they attach a coin to it, they may not. But, there's going to be people that come to this ecosystem. We have now feature sets we need. We have stable coins. It should happen. But that is where we need to see the growth. It can't just be Ripple. They can't just be Ripple being the only billion-dollar enterprise. We need multiple ones. And you see on other blockchains, this doesn't even show Ethereum. It wouldn't even be funny if we pulled up the Ethereum metrics here. But we're going to get there, I feel. I think that's where you're going to see a lot of growth as we go forward on the XRP ecosystem. Other projects launching dApps, launching services, launching coins that have a lot of success in their own right. That's really what tells you it's go time here. Now, we had this really interesting conversation. It has Mayuka, Wind, Richard, Hart, David, of course, Schwartz on here. And they're talking about bridging between, in this case, XRP Ledger and the Zahal blockchain. And Wind is saying, well, it could be trustless. And Mayuka is saying a bridge can never be trustless. And Wind's saying, well, it is because there's no intermediary in between. You're not trusting a human. You're trusting, smart contracts, things of this nature. David disagreeing, saying, well, again, it's kind of like Mayuka saying kind of idea that while you might not have to trust a human, if things go awry on that bridge, there's no way to fix it like you could on your own native chain. Go read through this because it's really fascinating. It's Wind's opinion that we're always trusting the code on a blockchain, just like we trust the code on a bridge. And if there's no human in the middle, well, that's trustless for his way of looking at things. And from a lot of the people from Ripple, they're like, oh no, if you can't fix it on the core software, the XRP Ledger, it's not trustless. Don't call it that. Pretty interesting concept here. Read through it. There's a lot of back and forth here. These are the kind of things that you want to really read through because it doesn't get any smarter than Mayuka or David or Wind or Richard might be smarter than all of them. This is some brain power about the future of blockchain, and whether you agree with one or the other doesn't matter. You're going to learn a lot from every party involved. I'll link this thread down below. Give it a check out. I think you'll like it a lot here. Now, before we go any further, hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you made it this far, hit the subscribe button because we're going to bring you daily crypto news here, almost daily, most of the time daily. And we're not going to sugarcoat it. We're going to show you stats with the XRP Ledger where, hey, this is kind of down below other chains. We need to do better there. We're going to show you the good stuff as well where we're really dominating. We're going to try to cover some broader crypto spots. So hit that subscribe button for the news every day or close to it here. That's saying the following. So we have this concept as we go forward. Should we have XRP Ledger smart contracts on the main chain? And he's saying this, besides some issues here, some risks, it's better to have a problem with the smart contract than to have to do everything at the protocol level and have a problem there. Because you're building software, you're going to have problems, right? When it happens on the smart contract layer, you can just turn it off. All right, don't use that protocol. Don't use that dApp. Don't use that service. Or if it happens on the protocol level, you're cooked, right? The whole blockchain crumbles down. So if we can get some sort of programmability here, it will allow us to add features and different services directly on the blockchain without having to reprogram the whole thing and have that very significant risk and time and cost and all that kind of stuff. This seems to be the way we are going, of course. I want to see what that final implementation looks like. We see U.S. Treasury Scott Bessent saying now, before he said, no, it's kind of the tax cuts, but now, yeah, $2,000 tariff stimulus checks will be going out to Americans who make less than $100,000 a year. I don't know if that's per household or if married couples would double, but still, some money is going to be going out there. Hopefully, we see that flowing back into tech stocks and crypto and just the economy in general. And, I don't know if it's good or not. Might cause some inflation problems, but as long as we're inflating the value of our cryptocurrencies, I'm kind of fine with it. All right, lastly, we see today GPT 5.1 just launched. We see it's better than this, better than that. I tried it out. It's very similar to GPT-5. I found it to be dumber than a bag of rocks. The first question I asked, it started rambling about unrelated things. It really is a downgrade compared to 4.0. This is interesting. You see, it says it has a higher IQ than 4.0. Like, shouldn't it be compared to 5? 5 was supposed to be revolutionary, and they're trying to compare it to 4.0. What's happening here, and this is why it's important, it's not that we're slowing down in terms of the capabilities of artificial intelligence. What's happening is they're racking up a bunch of costs. So what they let us use, they're nerfing that. They're dialing that back because the costs are on runaway mode and they don't want to pay for us to use that top model. So a lot of times it's spinning off to lower models. So you're getting like a GPT 3.5. Other ones do the same kind of thing. This is about, it's very expensive right now. And that's what you're seeing. The capabilities are continuing to grow. Just they don't want to incur the cost to let us use those top models. That's my opinion of what's going on here. But I thought it was pretty interesting. Let me know if you've used 5.1, if you think it's any better. I thought it was much the same, just as bad as ever. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.